Because when I was younger and it scared me. That shit scared me. What the fuck is this? Like, oh my gosh. I live without it. Walk them comments down like it's a memory lane.
It's a lane change, paradigm shifting, I'm lit. On a spacecraft in a new realm, that's it.
Alright, y'all, welcome back. Or if you're new, hey, how you doing? I am Mel. We are here with another occult, spiritual, react or watch and decode video. This one is Dr. Malachi Z. York. I've heard a lot about him. And I just wanted to like jump more into his studies and see what he had going on. Okay. This is from Mr. Mab 19. This was like from 10 years ago, but I'm pretty sure they probably still posting, so you can go follow them. If you want to book a birth chart reading. I'm actually switching from Western to Vedic, but I'm not doing any birth chart readings on Vedic right now because I don't know enough and I'm not comfortable giving nobody no reading on it. But if you want a Western, I got you, okay? Also, I'm gonna put my Etsy and stuff. I got my money oil, I got my spiritual baths, I got my oracle deck and other stuff on there, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and jump in and see what Mr. York has to say. Let me turn it up some. I don't think I got to turn it up enough. Turn me up. I guess it is turned up. Okay, let's go.
I don't. Why would we allow ourselves to? Why are we in this condition? Why can't what's in us, the inner being, be brought forth, and the greatness that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala put upon us? Our ancestors. These are things that our ancestors did, and we are the children. Our children's children.
No. Your ancestors. Let me correct you. Your ancestors were also being visited by beings that try to help them, because in the realm that they were in, they had their degree of devilishment also.
Yeah.
You follow Lot. Don't forget Lot turned against Abraham and went down to Sodom and Gomorrah because he thought it was a better place to be. So he turned against the village of peace and went into the city of New York, to the village, in a figure of speech, and wants to live in the village with those kind of people. It's been going on for a long period of time. And beings have been trying, but see, what is long to y'all is short to us. What 6,000 years is less than a day to us. The whole information of your whole planet could be absorbed in a couple of minutes by any master. All the information of your whole planet. You're developing rapidly, much more rapidly than you're supposed to. Because you'll find the abundance of beings surrounding this earth plane, trying from different galaxies to keep you people from being destroyed by the cherubim. And we're trying to wake you up soon enough to get you back, but it seems almost impossible.
Oh, so about this one is this is deep, and this requires a lot of thought-provoking questions and studying and research, because I think people forget that our ancestors also, our ancestors also had people on the other side guiding them. You feel what I'm saying? I think we stop at the most recent ancestors from a cultural standpoint or from a basic standpoint, or not thinking into it, and we don't understand that this shit been going on. This shit been moving. It been had motion. You feel me? And it's still gonna have motion after we're long gone. Okay? This is a whole cycle. We trying to awaken people. So if you see it best fit, however you choose to awaken people, that don't mean you have to be no master teacher. That don't mean you have to be no herbalist. That don't mean you could be a regular person having a conversation with your coworkers, awakening them. You feel me? Or you may see a random kid. Hey, stop doing that. My bad, y'all. I forgot I didn't have my damn mic. Hope y'all can hear me. I knew something was off. I was like, God damn, this shit look weird. But anyway. But yeah. Just knowing that, even if you reach your recent ancestors, there are still beings higher than them that are still sticking around to guide you into a certain realm of study or research or action, or whatever the case may be. You doing that can help you figure out who you are. And that's what I was saying about the birth chart reading. Although I am switching to Vedic slowly but surely. It's a very daunting task. It's way deeper than Western, if you ask me. It requires a lot of different aspects, and it's not generalized really. It's more it's honestly more shaped into something more specific. And I feel like you can get better answers from that. But neither here nor there. So with this one, we gonna have to like kind of like probably take it bit by bit. I probably won't react say nothing as much. But let's just keep going.
So many people have learned to love the cherubim as opposed to the seraphim.
Can you tell me who Yanu is?
Yanin is an extraterrestrial being who incarnates into the body of Imam Isa to pass on information to you. He is one of the elders, the 19th. He resides in the 8th galaxy of the 19 galaxies. And they do travel by ships, as you would call them for lack of a better word. And they've been intergalactically traveling and coming to this planet since 11,500 years ago.
Sheesh.
And Yanun is one of the masters that's been assigned to awake you people up. Because you people are a portion of ancient births of the Jabarians, as you probably don't even know what that means, right? And some of you must be woken up. And so masters would come. The master that you saw was called Rama. If you would have gotten a closer look at him, he comes from 4,000 years before Jesus. If you would have got a closer look at him, you would have saw that he had white hair and red eyes. He's a caramel complexion, fairly thin, and his name is Rama. He visits this planet many times. He lives in Shambhala. I don't care how crazy it sounds to you, or one day you'll find out it's true anyway. That in the center of your planet, there is another world in the center. There's subterranean pathways to different chambers in the center of your planet. The pyramids are entrances there, and so are the pyramids out in South America and the Nairobi Desert, and out at the Antarctic is the entrance in.
They have so that's that's why most people don't stay in the Antarctica, only because it's so cold. And also I believe they have, like, I was looking at a girl, I look at her tarot readings, tarot, and she said something about she was astral projecting, or either had a dream, and it was like a ice wall or a block. She couldn't get through it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's information like this that is hidden from the general public, of course, because it holds weight into the knowledge of other beings being present on this earth, or coming to this earth, or interacting with other beings from however distance, meditation, astral projection, whatever the fuck you do. I probably do astral projection and meditation. That's that's what I do. That's what I work on. That's what I naturally do. So that's what I work with. But when it comes to things like this, they don't want us to notice, because they don't want us to realize our power, realize where we come from. They don't want a mass awakening. They don't want you to rise above the petty stuff that they have going on. And that's the reason why we have people on the internet and occultists and spiritualists trying to awaken something within you, awaken that kundalini, so you can get the proper knowledge, okay, so you can align, with your destiny, or what you're supposed to do on this earth, do your part on this earth,
And Yanin is one of the masters of the school of the birds.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna go back through this video, and I'm gonna decode this video. It's gonna be a part 2 to this video, basically. That's all I'm gonna say, because I see this one, I'm gonna have to get a little bit deeper into it, for teaching purposes, or for just knowledge of like this, because this is a random one I just picked I mean, all of them random because I just save them and put them in my React folder, and I just pick one and I go with it. You feel me?
They call him the feathered bird. This is why in South America, when they look over the sky and they see this image of this bird on the ground, that is his school. So certain arriving masters to this plane knew what school they would go to. Each galactical, what do you call it, body had their own school on this planet. Muslims don't realize that throughout the Holy Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about angelic beings coming to earth, you even turned them because of Christianity in the 18th century into little white babies with wings when you're talking about celestial and terrestrial beings or extraterrestrial beings who have been visiting y'all for a long period of time. Because some of you are the sons and daughters of extraterrestrials who came here, and you have to be brought back to power to defend this planet against the destruction by Azazel and what they refer to as Lucifer and the other 200 fallen angels, which were again extraterrestrial beings who invaded this planet 6,000 or 5,000 some odd years ago and have been ruling, and have caused the masters to either hover or to go into the subterranean parts of the planet, and they just come up to either ascend to the earth to teach man, or they will make intergalactical communications, leave and come back. And this is what Elijah saw.
The messenger.
Jesus said when he said he was caught up in a whirlwind in the cloud and went up. The whirlwind in the cloud is the ship itself. Elijah was taken up in a chariot, and Enoch was translated into heaven by his chariot. It's throughout the scriptures. And 3 men visited Abraham at his tent, and then one went up, and the other 2 went on down into Sodom to try to talk Lot and his family into coming out. You know, these stories that you have interpreted in the scriptures strictly as religious dogma because of the translations by the Christian churches, etc., who had no knowledge of extraterrestrials, they have turned the spiritual community of beings who have existed in other galaxies into gods or into angels and gave them a bunch of names that didn't apply to them. And
I like this dude. And I've been watching. I think he was a student. If I'm not mistaken, I've been watching Bdell 1014. I think that's his name on YouTube. I believe he's a student of Dr. York. Awesome teacher. Awesome. I'm deep in his stuff right now. So it's like I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm inspired. So that's why I had to get back to what I was doing or what I was called to do. But I like this dude. Although, you know how I get when you give people too much knowledge, awaken too many people. They have to go against you and put false charges on you and stuff like that. Allegedly. But hey, I like this. I'm gonna have to find some more stuff on him for sure.
And so you just happen to mention one who was very powerful. Yanun, his name is. They say Yanin. It's pronounced Yanun, depending on the dialect of what galaxy you're in. The pronunciation changes. And the one you described was another one called Rama, who's asking you about Yanin because Yanin is assigned to give you all answers about the things that you need to know in this time and the time that you've come from, to be able to distinguish the 144,000 who would be those extraterrestrial beings, prepare them to create that whirlwind and make that ascension out of this state, which they call the rapture, rising up from the earth while it goes through its turmoil with the Lamb, as they refer to him, which is merely a symbol of a humble being from an extraterrestrial. That's why the Quran says, we sent you down to earth. They keep missing it. Says when there's a turmoil in the garden in heaven, that we cast you down to earth in the Quran. From where? The angels come down from where? From floating.
Oh, that is awesome. I picture that as like he said earlier, when you are, you're aligned or you're here on a mission, whatever the case may be, you're a chosen one, however you want to put it. You are cast back down here, or you are born or created back down here, sent back down here, or you agree to come back down here to help the mass collective awaken, to help your people awaken. That is brilliant, because I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? Like, we're not here just trying to awaken people for nothing. You feel me? We have a mission. If you have a mission, you supposed to be down here playing your part. That's why a lot of people need blueprints, okay? Or they just need to enhance their spiritual gifts that were given to them, or learn spiritual practices to get them aligned with their purpose. That's why it's so many different types, because it's so many different varieties of so many different missions, so many different energies down here that have to be played out in a certain way, or it won't manifest. Okay, so that's why I'm a person that I don't judge. I'm not gonna judge you, only because I know people operate on different conscious levels. I'm not gonna hold you to no standard, because I mean, things happen, things change, missions change. Okay, setups happen, all type of stuff can happen. You feel me? Down here, it's trickery, trickster energy all around here. It's the matrix. I mean, it's the matrix. What else? So you have to, what I'm saying, you have to like be mindful. Like, okay, clearly you don't know this knowledge, and I might bestow it upon you, or I might just hush my mouth, because you have to be careful, because some of these people are agents. Some of these people don't want paper. Some of these people will snitch on you in a heartbeat. Look at Young Thug and them. How you gonna get mad at somebody else for snitching when you was snitching, and then you on the phone running your mouth? What? I mean, what? Be for real. Be for real. And don't get me wrong. I can't say I'm a fan of him right now, only because how he did Mariah and stuff like that. Because I can't stand when people take people for granted, and pay with their mind and manipulate them and cheat on them and do them dirty. I don't like that. And also with Mariah, Miss Pick Me, she could have defended Glow. That's all, and that's only half that what we know. She could have been talking about Glow or whatever, even though she didn't really say nothing, but she didn't defend her either. So that says a lot about your character. Cause you just want to kiki with your man. Like, no, babe, stop you right there. That's boundaries right there. That's love. That's loyalty. When you stop something from happening, or somebody from talking about your people. But I ain't gonna ramble on about that. Let's go. Getting off topic.
Around in the sky, no, they sent you down to Arctic, which is Earth, the blue planet. They sent you here from other galaxies. When you violated the law, intergalactical law, you was cast down here like prisoners. You all are wayward, as you would call it. I don't know a better word for it. That you all are assigned to a prison. Earth is a prison.
Right.
That you all are in. And you are people who rebel, who would listen to Satan, as you call him, which was Azazillah then, or Tanush. You listen to him. You follow? And you've been assigned to Earth until you overcome that. Until you turn and give your total reverence to Huwa, Allah, Allazi, La ilaha illa Huwa. But you incorporate in that, even that when you say Huwa, you have to say God, Allah, God, Allah. You keep interjecting. You personified him and said he was Master Farad Muhammad, or he was Yahweh ben Yahweh. You always have to do something rather than to just serve the omnipotent source of the Hawa, or way is inside you, the essence of life. So now you've been assigned to this prison,
yes,
which is called Arctic, the blue rock, Earth, until you, which they say, are born again. And born again of what do they say? Of the body or the spirit? Of the spirit. Y'all must be born again of the spirit. You must be transformed from being this mortal being who is destined to die back to immortality. You follow? You must become a supreme being again in order to be worthy of intergalactical traveling again.
Okay.
So now what has happened, the devil's seed is in the earth, mixing in with the God seed, as you'd have it, and it's keeping y'all bound to the planet and creating new dogmas every day, new deviations from the fundamental truth, and calling it religions and sects and all different types of denominations, Sunni, Shia, Ahmadiyya, Bilalian, black Muslims, Hindu, Buddhists, just creating new dogmas to keep you from seeing the straight, the Sirat al-Mustaqim.
I was just thinking about this. I don't know what was I looking at? I don't remember what I was looking at. I was looking at something, and I was thinking like they have all these different type of religions and I was looking at Bdell. He's the grand finale. I'm gonna put it in my description so you can go look at it. Bdell, he was saying something. Damn, I wish I would have known it verbatim what he said. Shoot, what did he say? I'm gonna have to. I want to go to it, but I don't want to like. It was something pertaining to the different type of religions and stuff like that. But I believe it was something about keeping us busy, or it's like a distraction type shit. I believe it's down there. Don't. I ain't verbatim, but I'm at the. If I find it, I'm gonna put it in the description or the comment section, and y'all can read it. Cause I have to go back to it anyway, cause I said I was gonna watch it again. So.
As they call it, the Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight way of those who made the pathway through the galaxies. The Sirat when they say in the Quran,
oh yeah, y'all go ahead and help your girl out, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sirat al-Mustaqim, Sirat al-Ladhina an'amta alayhim, ghayr al-maghdubi alayhim wa ad-dallin. They're telling you, I want to be guided, and they know Sirat al-Mustaqim. I want to be guided to that way. I want to get back out of here. Sirat al-Ladhina an'amta alayhim. You know what I mean? That Sirat of those who you have given your grace, Allah Ta'ala. Ghayr al-maghdubi alayhim wa ad-dallin. I don't want to be like those people who got this everlasting curse, who's damned to this earth forever.
Stagnancy. It just came to mind. He was saying like being stuck in like one religion or one spiritual practice or one, like you got hoodoo, you got voodoo, you got Santeria, you got Muslims, you got a whole Christianity, whatever. It's stagnant. It's stagnant energy because you have to constantly grow. That's what he said. He said stagnant energy, and I thought about it, and I was like, he fucking right. That's why I can't. That's why I do what I want to do. You feel me? When it comes to my magical practice or what I want to, how I manifest. I'm a chaos being all day. I'm a chaos being, like, legit. So I just do things my own way because I'm led to do it like that. I can't be duplicated into this matrix like that. I've always been like questionable about certain things and just been free-willed because of that's just how my genetic makeup is. That's how they designed me to come down here and do whatever the fuck. And I encourage you to do you. You feel me? You don't have to sit there and be a copy and paste version. If so, you're gonna be stuck here. You will be stuck here. Okay.
Or those who deviated off that path that was leading from Malachi to Nessus and went somewhere else. Or as they translated in modern times, have left the path of Deen al-Islam and went into other denominations of thought. And you deviate from the path of Deen al-Islam when you deviate from the path of Millah Ibrahim, when you deviate from the religion.
Come in. Okay, go get on your tablet, okay? Close my door. Close my door. Thank you. Okay, baby.
And be quiet.
That's right.
And do something.
Okay. Mama, close the door.
That Allah Ta'ala gave to the Prophet Adam, which was the way you should work your way back to Jannah to Idris. Back out of this plane and back into Malakut, the domain of angelic beings from which most of you have come. But some people here have made an everlasting pact with Azazillah or Tanush, this being who tried to overthrow Mikael in Malakut prior to the birth of your planet. As a result of that, was cast down. some mortals have succumbed to him and begin to worship him in a subtle kind of way. One of his names is God. And they have taken it and called the Lord God and Jehovah God and etc., etc. You follow? So you just happen to touch on a very sensitive subject. And y'all, I am here to try to bring y'all back to that teaching. But I got to start with what you understand.
Facts.
I got to start giving you what you think you want, so you'll learn how to think on the level of what I have to give, or what you know you need. But I can't start by pouring out. I've been teaching for 20 years on earth, in and out, visiting in and out of here. Different beings speak to you at different times through me. Trying to answer all of your questions to prepare you for the real knowledge.
Facts.
The real information that you have to have after you get through wobbling in how great you are and how you got here and how you're Abraham and you're Peter and you're this. When you finish all that ego tripping, then I can get down to teaching you the truth.
Not ego tripping. I know that's right.
About things and prepare those who are supposed to leave here to prepare so when the ship does come, they can go. You follow? And I know that sounds crazy, but he wants to make me sound crazy. That's why he made movies like Star Trek, because he knew this knowledge. The devil, Iblis, he knows these things. And that's why he saturates the television with a bunch of things like fiction, so that when the final truth comes, I say, your whole concept of religion in the Bible is wrong. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking about intergalactical beings. You're not talking about angels. You're talking about the ultimate source of all existence. You're not talking about God and Jehovah. Those are just expressions. When you say Allah, you're saying El-Hua, Yahoo, oh, he who is. And you cannot define him while still confined to this prison called the physical body. It's amazing. This is amazing to me to hear people from this planet asking questions about such intricate things. It is really amazing. You don't even hear yourselves. That's what's so funny. You don't even hear yourself. You hear yourself talk to me, but you don't even understand half the things you're asking. And it's amazing to find that just spiritual people here are beginning to wake up. It is not about a water religion. You know what I mean by a water religion? When they dip you in some water and say you're baptized.
Baptism.
Or you go to Mecca and then say I'm a Muslim, where it's just a physical aspect of the deed. It's amazing that y'all are now probing into the esoteric part of your existence.
Bruh. It's like it's initiation. Like, people take that shit seriously in the physical. Like, I never knew that took it that serious. Cause initiation to me, I'm thinking about knowledge, wisdom. You legitly, getting into your studies or applying the wisdom that you know. That's initiation to me. Okay. And then keep evolving it and raising your consciousness, because it's all about you. This is still a game. This is still a holographic thing. This is still something that we have to decode and walk through. But I've always said that you're supposed to put yourself first when it comes to this, and then you can teach others or showcase your gifts or talents, or do your mission and however you see fit. It'll help the others awaken or rise or better their life, or however you want to put it. So when it comes to initiation, I ain't gonna. It's not that I don't respect it, but it's like, don't box yourself in, because you always like. You evolving. You can do anything. You're omnipotent. You feel me? You everywhere. You omnipotent. You're omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot. So don't box yourself in. Know who you are. Know what you're capable of, and know the mission. And just keep going forward and keep evolving. Keep transforming until you can't no more.
And trying to get a better understanding of the real you, and not the synthetic you that you call your body. It's a wonderful day.
Show enough. Show you right.
I want to ask a question.
First of all, wait, let me correct something. El Hadi is my father's name.
Mom.
Okay.
What is it? What is meant lately? I've been getting the flash in front of me, the white fog. Like I'll be standing or I'll be in a certain place, and I'll see a white, like a white, like a
White mist.
a mist. Yeah. How do you know that?
Because I know what it is.
A mist
Duh.
in front of me, and it just comes and it stays there for a second. Then it'll go. Then I can move, and I'll go to another place, and my mind just be, I don't be thinking about anything in particular. All of a sudden, it flash in front of me, but I can't really, figure out.
You haven't. See, the thing is, you're looking at beings who are here in the Earth's atmosphere, trying to reverse the negative flow of current that's here.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Makes
can't
sense.
assimilate them because you haven't developed the inner part of you. You're developing, but you have not developed the inner part of you to be able to focus on them and take shape the way you do physical things. Meaning, human beings are under the impression that when they look at something, they really see it, and they don't.
But the other thing was, if you are spiritual beings, then what is your purpose here?
Mine,
Yeah, yours and any other.
I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher who come to get my students and prepare y'all for the war.
Y'all, it's 9:33. 33 threes represent teaching.
We've had several
I am a
wars
teacher.
against those people before, and we've won. And every time they went somewhere else and colonized. Now they've colonized here, and they've gotten you. I've got to come and separate you from them and turn you back into spiritual people so we can conquer him, which is whom y'all call Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And prepare y'all to go back to Malachi. Malachi, what you say? What is that? There's three domains, and then there's lower and above. Nesut, Malakut, and Lahut going up. Nesut is the abode of humane, which is what y'all are, the ones on earth. Malakut is the abode of Malaik, angelic beings, as you call them. And Lahut is the throne of the omnipotent with the seven veils. You follow? Solid, liquid, and gas. You're in solid. The angels are in liquid, and the Almighty is in a form of gas. All right? Now the liquid can become vaporized into gas or hardened into a solid. Now I'm here to turn the solid back into a liquid, and then back into a gas. You follow? But they're so intermingled with the mortals here, it's hard to find who's who anymore.
Ooh.
They're so well trained to act like the devil and live like him and want like him and love like him and lust like him, and it's hard to find the good ones from the bad ones. Now, it's quite a confusing job when you meet people, you think they're spiritual beings, you start teaching them, and they're really nothing but physical, total physical. And
Yeah, it's like when you're trying to get your point across to somebody and they just do not want to budge, or they don't want to listen, or they keep deflecting the information or pushing the information off. Like they don't, like they're not locked in with this type of energy. And with these type of people, I mean, you just got to move on, bless them and move on, because you can't keep trying to give your knowledge to some people that don't want it. Okay.
it becomes bewildering.
How would I know for myself?
You do know it for yourself. You already know if you're a spiritual being, because you're not content here. When you look up at the sky, you get to stare. When they discuss UFOs, it doesn't frighten you. You want to be picked up by them.
Period.
It's a difference. All of people
Easy
say, not me, I'm
goddamn.
not going to side, Papa. Then there's another people that say, why don't I see them? You even look up at night out of your window and say, why can't I see one? When I took in the congregation from this community, I said, you want me to prove to you that they exist? I took hundreds of them to the mountains and said, now watch, they're going to come from that direction. And I called them and they came. And they hovered above them. They saw with their own eyes. But they can call anybody crazy if they want. As long as I got company in this insanity, I feel good. But they saw with their own eyes the ship, and I told them what to chant, and they chanted, and the ship came close, being light and took off. I said, those people are waiting to take you. That was it. That's my job. And you have got to accept it before he realizes how dangerous I am, and then I'll have to leave.
Is it true that we are able to capture the devil if, by acting righteously and being more positive, we would lure him into a trap?
Yes, that's the only way to defeat the devil is to trap him. You won't.
That concept right there, and you got to understand, like, a lot of us are programmed. A lot of us still programmed. Even if we spiritual beings, some of us are just still in the program and haven't awakened yet. So when you're around somebody and, like, you love this person, they have something within them, or whatever the case may be, you have to have grace with some people. What the people, not the true, like, NPC type people, but the ones that we are trying to awaken, not the ones that go against the grain, go against this and represent the devil legitly, like no soul type shit. But those that you have to do this with grace. You have to be positive. You can't be too rough. And I had to kind of figure that out, because you got to have balance. You have to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Because we are righteous. We're supposed to be righteous beings. We're supposed to be righteous people. We're supposed to be upholding a certain standard, versus trying to blend in and be liked. That's ego shit. You feel me? You gotta think on a higher level. That ego shit gets you nowhere. It really don't. You think it does, but you're still moving around in the same circles. You're still on a particular level. So, being in a energy of, like you said, ego tripping versus, the mediator. You look at things from all sides of the coin. You look at things deeper, and you just, you keep everything leveled. That's why chosen ones are in the medical field. They're in certain jobs. They're in certain areas to keep shit leveled, because they don't pass judgment. Okay, we don't pass judgment. Excuse me, and we, are here to be that mediator, so somebody can finally make the decision, like, oh, I'm greatness. I'm better than this. I'm above this devilish things, and I'm gonna rise above that. You feel me? Everything's still a choice. We're still in the game. It's like, how you in the game and you have choices. Like them interactive movies on Netflix for the kids, whoever, and they say, do you want to go this way or do you want to go that way? Do you want to eat this or do you want to drink this? You feel me? That's the Matrix. That's what we in. It's telling you by even doing that. They just started that. When they just started that? They started that probably 2-3 years ago, maybe 4. And I was like, damn, what they did? They started. I thought it was interesting. It was cool, but I thought it was interesting. I was like. So they're teaching you that you have. First off, they're teaching you that you have only 2 choices, or maybe 3 or 4. But it's multiple choice. Okay, but yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, damn, that's kind of weird, but it's also kind of cool. So I was just like, yeah, they playing in our face.
Destroy him, because he's an angel. You can trap him, and the bait is your righteousness, not your imitation of righteousness or portrayal of righteousness, but sincere righteousness. He is attracted to this city that we're trying to set up of peace. He has no need of the waste in the street, because he controls them. They don't realize it, whether they call themselves Muslims or not. They just don't know he controls them, because they don't know who he is. They don't know his approach. Right? What he was never able to do is, in the time of the Prophet Nabi Musa, alayhi salam, Moses had set up an ark of the tabernacle, and that's the thing the devil wanted to get. And that's why they had cherubim, 2 cherubim with folded wings on the ark of the tabernacle, because the cherubims who, after the fall, became aiders of the seraphim, became protectors against their own host, the flaming sword, as they call it, which you're using your medical symbol. All right? So yes, the only way is to capture him and bind him. But he's attracted to righteousness. He knows that he has the world. he has everybody that you basically see on a day-to-day basis under his control who have their own opinions without any points.
Right.
They have their own philosophy, what they think the truth is without any real knowledge. I've come to find out, especially Americans, Caribbeans, people like that, when you talk to them, they got all this philosophy and you ask them, "Hey, Logata, Tamanafi, in which language do you get this meaning?" The devil's language, English. They interpret from the translation of the Yusuf Ali Quran or the King James Bible, and they'll come in and quote to you as if they found some philosophical truths or some English translation of the Kabbalah or the Kabbalah, something some devil wrote, and here they got this new divine interpretation flowing to them, and they justify by saying it's not what language, it's what's in your heart, etc., etc. The devil loves all that. He loves all those philosophers and those teachers and those scholars, all these imams. He loves these people because these people are just what he wants. This is why
Gullible.
we've made over the years many predictions that came to pass. Many of them, I mean unbelievable predictions from a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and sometimes year-to-year basis that came to pass. And the devil has never made a public spectacle. They're not going to let Imam Isa get in the limelight because they know that if I sat on the podium, they couldn't bring nobody, be he Jew, Christian, atheist, against me to stand against the truth. Because they proofread the books. And by reading the pamphlets the same way you do, they're saying, this man here is dangerous. Or to attack them verbally and make him have to go before a council and defend himself, he'll make us look stupid. They know
You remember, if you into Marvel movies, you remember when they brought Doctor Strange against the council in the other world, the other realm? You remember that? It made me think of that. When that it made me think of that because like if you got enough knowledge, you can knock anybody down because the truth stands. The truth always stands, okay?
I can get up and make them look stupid, so they can't have that. You follow? So the devil is deeply attracted by our community. The people inside, not the people outside who tell people they're with us, but they're not with us. They're not inside the gates of the tabernacle, and they're not with us. I don't care how much they say they're Ansari. They don't have the blessings of the silsila of the Prophet or the Mahdi, because they have not picked up the cross and suffered with us. It's like people say, I'm a follower of this Jesus, but they're saying they're a follower of Jesus from another city. I follow Jesus, but they won't travel to the city and sit down and sup with him and break bread, because they can't get along with each other. Thanks. I don't like this brother. I don't like this person. I don't like this. I can't live like this. I can't eat this. And all of these same people say in the back of their mind, if I could only get to the mystical schools and study in the pyramids and learn the esoteric knowledge, and then they're worried about how much butter they have on their bread. Same person in the same breath who's professing to be so mystically inclined and so interested in the esoteric knowledge of Islam can't even suffer living amongst a bunch of brothers and sisters of his own.
Crazy word.
So it's a bunch of hypocrisy. So the devil's greatest strength and asset is A, that people don't know who he is, and he doesn't have to make an attempt to get black people because they go right to him and give their souls to him by imitating him and emulating him and dressing like him and working for him and living in his way of life. So the devil don't need to tempt you people. You're just giving yourselves right to him.
That bitch just giving it up. No, for real. We all have done it. We have bought into the illusions of people who give us this persona that they're good people or that they, mean us well, or they have like they have this charm about them, and they draw you in just for you to know that this ain't a good person. You feel me? We go against our intuition all the time, or we go against. Because when you go with your intuition, that's your alert system, okay? When you get chills, you feel me? That's your alert system, your energetic alerting system. When you get downloads, it's your alert, your warning system, okay? This puts you on game. So this is how you know when a person has good intentions, okay? And your nervous system is gonna go out of whack anyway when you're around certain people. But some people already got out of whack nervous system, so you need to learn how to regulate that, and then you will know exactly who's spiking your nervous system or whatever. Or your auric field, your energetic field. So the thing about that is, like, we have to be more mindful of the people that we surround ourselves with, because one thing can lead to another, and we can get off our path, or we can get distracted, or we can get trapped in the hands of the devil, or I'm using devil because that's what he's using, or non-righteous things, or things that don't make us a better person or help us ascend, help us grow type shit. So that's interesting. I like that he said that, because we do that shit every day. And that's why, like, with the little thing that happened with the Charlie Kirk situation, and everybody talking about this, talking about that, it's just like, bro, does it matter? Does it really matter? Y'all don't even know this dude. Y'all don't know this dude. Y'all don't know him. And then y'all too stuck in your ignorance to even know anything about politicians anyway. That's something else for another day. Let's just finish this.
Only time you're going to defeat the devil is when you defeat everything he stands for. Turn against everything he's about. And then, like Job, if you read it, he'll turn his attention to you. Because then the Lord can say, like in Job, yeah, the devil said, I'm walking to and fro in the earth in Job 1. And what did the Lord say? Have you considered my servant?
Yes, I had one more part to that question. And that is, if we are able to capture the devil by being more righteous and trying to practice being more positive, then is it going to prolong the time that we have to try to get the mission that we have to do here together?
The moment the devil is captured, don't you realize that the souls and the mind...
That's Rihanna. That's Rihanna Umbrella. I remember when I was young and I seen like a video. I think I'm gonna go find it. And that's how I got on this shit, y'all. I've been on this shit since, like, I say high school, middle school, something like that. But I wasn't like deep into it. I just knew, like, yeah, okay, cool, surface level shit, music industry, satanic or whatever. But baby, I remember this video because I still love me some Rihanna. I ain't gonna lie. But her persona or her power that she has, presentation. And now she ducked off having kids and she done did what she had to do. That's all I see. Anyways, for now, But yeah, with this being said, I might go do that one too. Cause when I was younger and it scared me. That shit scared, like, what the fuck is this? Like, oh my gosh, Illuminati. But now I see that it's nothing to be scared about. It's just another way to do energy, to transfer energy. You feel me? To capture energy harvesting, to bring you back to unrighteous things, or either just pull you off your path. It don't gotta be technically unrighteous, but if you're not the middleman, or not middleman, but mediator, then you more than likely are doing stuff that you ain't gonna be doing anyway off your path. So
minds of everybody in the world would change, because
and I'm sorry if y'all hear my babies. Stay in the background. They're probably finna walk in
the
here.
devil has going for him is that he's into the souls and the minds of everybody in the world, coercing them into his way. The moment the devil is trapped, like when Solomon trapped the devil, his kingdom flourished. The moment the devil got loose, Solomon's temple was destroyed. You understand? The moment the devil is captured, there is no more mission. That is the ultimate mission.
I know there's 19 other galaxies, and some planets have been destroyed, but how do they...
Wait a minute. There's 19 galaxies in Theta.
What's that?
Theta is where Yanin comes from. There's Zeta, Theta, Alpha, Beta. These are Greek names that were given to the different star formations in other galaxies. There's 19 galaxies within the star formation of where Yanun comes from. And he just happens to come from the 8th planet called Risk of a 3-sun galaxy, which is one of the 19. When you get into Zeta, or what they call Zeta 1, right? That's another star formation, and they have many galaxies there. Okay? It's much more complicated than
much more complicated.
just that, yeah.
Well, I just wanted to ask you, what do extraterrestrials look like? I mean, you see these on television, you see little green-eyed monsters, but do they actually look like that or really more like us?
I understand what you're saying. Are you with me? Let me explain something to you about that extraterrestrial thing. When an extraterrestrial visits Terra, Terra is one of the names of the planet Earth used by extraterrestrials. The project planet Earth is called Urenda, if you ever get a chance to remember. And Jesus, by the way, is on a starship, and his starship name is Fenender. Okay? He's not called Jesus or the Messiah, he's called Fenender. But let me go on. If an extraterrestrial ship, as you call them, comes into the Earth and lands,
Gotta take notes.
correct? For the first time, and he lands in a jungle, and he encounters a lion, what do you think he'll think? That that's an earthling.
What?
He'll think that the lion is an earthling.
Yeah.
If he goes beneath the earth into the sea, like the Voltex do, when they come here, they go under the sea. What will he think when he sees under the sea? He'll think those are earthlings. See, what's wrong with people on the planet Earth? They tend to think that they're the only earthlings. We are the human beings. We are the rulers of the planet Earth. When in reality, every living creature from insect to ant to bacteria is an earthling. And therefore, different forms of extraterrestrials, depending on the ladder of their intellect and existence, come to Earth. There are bacteria that come to visit bacteria.
Y'all remember the movie? If you ain't watched it, look at the Quantum Ant and Wasp, Quantumania with Jonathan Majors. Love that movie. Love him. Okay, as an actor, I don't know him as a person, but because I don't know if they just threw their junk on him or whatever. But then again, if we don't get into all that. But anyways, you'll see how they get smaller, and you see all these other different organisms or earthlings or whatever the case you want to call them. That's one movie that I want to decode for sure.
Humanoids that come here, the ones that frequent the planet Earth the most, right, Urandians, are what they refer to as the little people. They frequent most here, and that's because back in 1947, one of their ships crashed here because of a storm, and they work off electricity magnets. And when they came back to recover the bodies of the wreck, they encountered certain American officials, Truman in particular, who all they asked for was the bodies and the remainings of the wreckage to take back, and they made them make a bargain with them to give them certain diseases and certain formulas like energy equals mass times the speed of light, and your formula of splitting atoms for the atomic bomb, which they told the extraterrestrials they were going to use for something good, but in turn used for something evil. And they didn't return all of the bodies, and they didn't return all of the wreckage, so the extraterrestrials, through what they call telepathy, put Truman out of his misery, and Eisenhower picked it up. Eisenhower came into office, and he became the one who was a negotiator for a certain project whose name I won't mention. And he became a communicator between the extraterrestrials then. You follow that? And he also betrayed them. They gave y'all the cure for cerebral palsy. They gave y'all the cure for polio. They gave y'all the vaccine for cholera and for malaria. And they would have given you the cure for cancer and all the other diseases, but they betrayed these beings and killed them, the ones who visited. And so then other beings came from other galaxies, because it's an interplanetary thing, of other galaxies who came here from other forms of life, for lack of a better word, to assist these.
Baby, you can't make this shit up.
Just scientists. There's different formations of stars. Some beings come here as scientists. They're more apt to take you up on a ship and examine you. Find out how your organs work, find out how your brain works, because mortals on Earth are only using a fraction of their brain. Certain planets where the people have evoluted for millions and millions of years, they use their whole brain. And human beings, for some reason, had stopped. As you were evoluting in the beginning of your time, thousands of years ago, you were becoming smarter and beginning to use more of your brain, and that was giving you more psychic powers. But wicked extraterrestrials have taught human beings how to use computers, which made their brains stop developing. And if you don't develop your brain, you're going to cut off your psychic power, and y'all won't have telepathy and all of the powers necessary for communicating with extraterrestrials. So now you're doing everything on computers, and you stop developing the brain. So the extraterrestrials are concerned, but you're so fascinated with the computers and how fast it gets things done that they can't convince you that thousands of years are being lost because human beings are not calculating with their hands and not developing their mind and not studying things from an esoteric standpoint of view, but they're looking at everything from a monetary and physical standpoint of view. They foresee that planet Earth is about to destroy itself because man has gotten more sophisticated with his technology than he has in his spiritual powers. So they sent the Quran, they sent the Torah, they sent the Injil. They, through telepathy, have communicated with certain mortals like Muhammad and Zoroaster and Buddha and Musa and Isa. Well, Isa is a different creature because he was caught between two worlds, and communicated with them and try to send down this information so that they can teach you and get you developed spiritually for when the mothership comes, which you read in Revelation 21 as the crystal city that Jesus said would come out of heaven with the 24 elders, which Ezekiel saw. But you're not ready for it. You're caught up in the physical things and the luxuries of the world, and you're being persuaded by the cherubim to lean towards the darker side of things instead of by the seraphim to lean towards the lighter side. So to answer your question, many different types of beings are coming to this planet. The most important visitation was around 1947, after you bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because you almost, through atoms, split your planet. And if you would have split your planet, you would have interfered with things that are being done in the center of the planet in a place called Wahala and Shambhala. So the extraterrestrials started sending people from the vortex that went into the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle, which opens up 19 times a year. You understand that? It opens the way to a fourth generation. And they come in.
But when I say you cannot make this shit up, he just went ham for like 5 minutes straight. Just spitting knowledge. I love it. That's the level I want to achieve. But in my own way. Of course. But baby, I'm talking about, and listen, I'm so glad I kept up with every last bit of what he said, because this is how I feel as well, and how I see certain things.
The vortex are beings from the same galaxy as the little people, but they live underwater as opposed to on land. And they come here when they're living under the sea here in the Atlantic Ocean and different places, and they have empires there. And everybody is working to keep you from destroying the planet. So y'all can develop. The only thing that cannot be done is they cannot interfere with the natural course of your planet. Because it'll be thrown into a star holocaust, meaning the magnetic field of the planet will be reduced, which y'all are doing anyway by removing the ozone layer. And we're trying to figure out any way we possibly can to re-knit the ozone layer, because if the ozone layer is moving, ultraviolet rays come in, you have 10 years before your planet will be destroyed. So extraterrestrials are doing everything in their power to keep you from destroying yourself, and the cherubims are here in the form of human beings, and y'all just don't see them as they're white people, and they're doing everything in their power to destroy you. Let me give you a little clue.
He's
a man that's driving 55 miles an hour, and he makes a car that does 260. Don't smoke cigarettes, and they got cigarette commercials. Alcohol will kill you, and they got alcohol commercials. Drugs will kill you, and they import drugs in the country.
Period.
You can't even smuggle a piece of jewelry in from South America, but they can't stop hundreds of pounds of drugs.
All right.
It's obviously an inward conspiracy for human beings to destroy themselves out of their ignorance. And extraterrestrials are not allowed to intervene. They can only suggest, or through telepathy, or influence certain human beings to make them react certain ways, or just incarnate and teach, like in my case. I was assigned here to teach you, to try to raise your consciousness so that when the ship comes, you'll be ready. But
listen, we have all this information nowadays, and because some people are so stuck in their ways, because they don't want to change, because they don't want to take accountability, because they don't understand the information, or they don't believe the information because of the hold the matrix has on them, or the brainwashing has on them. They're not going to make conscious decisions. And I'm not saying that, just because you eat McDonald's, you're not conscious. You feel me? That don't mean shit. But because you can be, your energetic level could be different though. You feel me? So you can take that hit and eat that and you be straight. I'm not saying that you have to be a vegan, or, you have to be meditating all day like a monk. But I am saying that when you're called to not do something at a certain point in time, listening to your intuition, I want me some nuggets from McDonald's. And then someone's like, I don't think you should do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to your higher self or the guidance that's given to you, because these beings are talking to you every day. Especially if you are on the rise in consciousness. And the more you raise your consciousness, you gonna get picky. You feel me? Like my boyfriend is very picky, and I'm learning that it's a reason why. You feel me? It's a reason why he reflecting something back to me. And I love that shit. But sometimes my ignorance gets in the way. You feel what I'm saying? We all got shit to work on. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect by far, but it reflects back to me. And even listening to this, it makes me envision and see certain things that have happened in the past or may come to pass when it comes to shit like this. You feel me? Raising your consciousness and whatnot.
Having such a hard time because you don't believe nothing I say because I'm not white. You believe the cherubims and everything they teach. If the white man came on the day and said, I made all of this up, you always believe it. With all the facts that I taught and every scripture and every verification, you still say, I knew there was something wrong with him all the time. That easy. The same way Malcolm X was easily influenced by the cherubim to turn against Elijah Muhammad.
Right.
Easy. And that's holding y'all back.
And they love to pray. Like, they love to pray. I mean, I love what Malcolm X did. Don't get me wrong or nothing like that. Because he was just another brother trying to, do what he got to do. But when you turned against Elijah, that's when loyalty means a lot. That's all I'm going to say.
You've got to get back into using your calculus abilities. You've got to get back into using your psychic powers. You people have psychic powers. How many times have you thought about calling somebody and you picked up the phone and they were there? How many times have you thought about seeing a friend that you haven't seen and turned the corner and they were standing there? Mm-hmm. How many times have you walked up on a person and said, I know this person, I don't know from where?
Yeah.
These are people you know in your spiritual life. Some of you people know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all think I'm nuts.
All right.
Some of you people have had extraterrestrial communication.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you people have had extraterrestrial dreams and visions. Some of you people know that you don't belong on this plane, and other people don't know it. Some of y'all are mortals, and some of y'all are supreme beings. And the ones in there, the supreme beings inside, they know what I'm saying is true. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to get back because they've fallen so far. But they know there's something not normal about the way they feel and the way things happen to them and the way life is set up around them. And they know that people are out to hurt them and situations always work against them.
Right.
When they try to tell people, people say, oh, you're just paranoid.
No.
When you go to get a job and they pick the other person standing next to you and you say, dang, these people just don't like me. Then you go home and say, that's just paranoia. There's no paranoia. The devil knows who you are, and he sees it in your eyes even where you can't see.
I'm coming. Go sit down for a second. I'm almost done, okay? Okay.
And he's out to stop you. He will block everything you want to do. He'll make your life totally miserable. Mm-hmm. When there's 5 people to get picked in the college, you'll have the highest credentials, and you won't be the one to pick. You understand? When the bus gets ready, when you coming down the street, the bus is pulled off. Everybody else catches the bus gets away from you.
You're right. That's how it is.
You get down there, someone says, boy, the train just left. I'm sorry, that was our last pair of green shoes. Mm-hmm. And then you don't realize that this has been happening to you your whole life.
Yep.
Then you sit back and say, why does everything always happen to me? That's because you are a visitor.
Right.
You understand? You're a seed of the elders and you're lost here, and you better wake up soon. Because when the devil opens up the door against you, he's not going to show no mercy.
Not at all. Oh, is it done? Yes, it's done. Yeah, remember who you are. I know that's right. Wow. Now that was a powerful one, y'all. A long one, but powerful, and it was definitely needed. Oh my gosh, that was trippy. That was trippy for me. I fuck with that. That was trippy for me because we definitely got to understand who we truly are if we want to make the right impact and just rise consciously. This is a whole nother realm of knowledge. Okay, a deeper knowledge, and that spoke to me a lot. So I'm probably gonna do a few more. I'm gonna find a few more of his and save them, and we gonna drop some more of that because I fuck with that. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. I love that. That made me feel good just to even listening to all that. I broke some stuff down, so I'll probably be doing some individual videos of certain things that I wrote down from this and study it, and then I'll do some videos on that. But I appreciate you for sticking this through. If you looked at it all the way, looked at it in clips, whatever, you know, I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, holla at your girl, leave a comment, book a reading, you know what I'm saying? Go to my little Etsy shop, help your girl out, help me, you know, help me keep going and keep awakening those who want to be awakened, okay? Who are ready to be awakened, who are trying to get awakened, who are trying to get out of this realm of the matrix that is controlling them, okay? But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.